guys, cinema's dead. I have seen more articles than I saw during the pandemic on how, like, cinema's dead. It's gone. Nope, never happening again. They're gonna come into your house and they're gonna take your Blu-rays because Furiosa didn't make Warner Brothers money. It's over. Jean-Luc Godard, he's turning in his grave now because you didn't go and watch The Fall Guy. That's what's happened. It's over. Cinema's done. But in a serious, like, I'm confused at why everyone's freaking out. Not only have we had a lot of very profitable films this year, I mean, 2 months ago, Dune made, like, what? It's at like $800 million worldwide? That's insane. The Bob Marley movie made a ridiculous amount of money. Civil War, like A24's Big Gamble, it just passed $100 million worldwide. Challengers, a phenomenal film. Honestly, like, maybe my favorite movie of the year. A movie that was a big risk, $55 million budget, and it's at $85 million worldwide. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, successful. Godzilla vs. Kong, successful. Don't believe that just because The Fall Guy, which has already surpassed its budget, and Furiosa, which has been out for 5 days, are not smashing box office. I can't even speak. Are not smashing box office numbers. That doesn't mean that, like, it's over for movies. And I think a lot of this is conflated because it's Memorial Day weekend. It's the worst box office showing in 30 years. And you hear that and you think, oh my God. But you look back at the movies it was competing against, and it's like all of the Marvel movies for the past 10 years, there's been a Marvel movie on, like, May 31st, or, you know, a Star Wars movie. Like, this has been home base for big budgeted movies. And because of last year and the strikes, a lot of those movies were pushed back. And look, I love Furiosa. It's a really good movie. Please, like, go and watch it. It's a great movie. But, like, we're really, like, weeping over a David Leitch movie not making $200 million. And so I just want to, like, I want to speak to you. There has been an increased pressure on people that like movies. Casually, hardcore fans, deep cinema lovers, people that say cinema. And they've made us believe that if their movies don't all make bajillions of dollars, that we're going to get, like, it's over. Like, there's no more movies. Sure, if it was a long pattern of such, as I just said and listed recent box office, like, movies are doing fine at, like, the top levels. People love movies that are events. Like, we have become a very eventized around the box office, and that's partially why I understand there's an overreaction. Because if the movie doesn't make back its budget in the first 4 days, everyone freaks out. And even that on its own kind of is insane for anyone that's just enjoying movies at all. Who gives a shit if Warner Brothers makes money? Because trust me, they're fine. They're making ridiculous amounts of money. They are still dining off of Barbie. Like, the merchandise alone. And this is the other thing. Like, when you're talking about a company like Warner Brothers, these conglomerates that are only there to squeeze out as much content as they can and try to make as much profit as possible, we think that their profit is only based in the box office. That's not true. I'm not talking about when you go and buy a Blu-ray, because the reason why companies don't really push for Blu-rays anymore is because the unions give really good payouts to the actors and the crew based off of profits off of Blu-rays, which is why they have moved to streaming, because they have a significantly more profit gain with moving people to streaming. And they also own that movie and its ideas, like, in perpetuity, or at least for 95 years under copyright. And so Furiosa may barely go under its budget, but it's also going to be placed onto their Max streaming service, which is going to sit there for the next 5 years next to the other Mad Max movies in a nice little marquee for you to click on. And please stop trying to guilt people to go see movies. It's not on you. You do not have to go and see every movie that comes out. And this myth that if you go and see movies from directors that you love and they do well, that somehow the powers that be are going to start making better movies and pulling up better artists. Like, what? Movies were making so much money in the 2010s, mainly based around this Marvel, like, cinematic universe, where they were just basically printing money out to Disney and Warner Brothers. But, like, are we arguing that those movies are now producing, like, what is Disney doing right now? I mean, I think Searchlight is phenomenal, but Searchlight was, like, a lot of the producers and executives there were there before they were purchased by Disney. And it's the trick of the big C word, capitalism. Yep, we're here. You've made it to this part of the video where Harrison talks about capitalism. It's convincing you that somehow that the quality of the art form is going to rise because we're giving more capital to it. And that's just BS. Because, I mean, hell... Oh. What, Dougie? What? What? Last week, I saw The TV Glow, produced by A24, starring one of, in my opinion, honestly, the most exciting filmmakers working today, in Jane Schoenberg, released. And it's not doing all that well at the box office. It cost $10 million for A24 to produce, and it's not even made it halfway to its budget. That movie is phenomenal, but no one's screaming and crying about how cinema's dying when one of the most important voices out of this new wave of independent cinema can't even make back a $10 million budget, but everyone's crying about a David Leitch movie. Like, don't talk to me about an art form and how it's dying when you're talking about movies that just made hundreds of millions of dollars and companies that are doing just fine. And look, even A24 is moved into this, like, brand thing now. Like, they're just a brand where you have to pay $65 to purchase a Blu-ray of a movie that's existed since the 80s. Yeah, I see you, A24. But I just want to encourage y'all. The art form that you love and appreciate is fine. Is it changing? Absolutely. Like it always has. But it's more the business and the way that people are presenting the business that's changing. The large companies are still making hand over fist. They're fine. And the artists are still struggling. And that's the way the business has always run. The business very rarely takes care of the artist unless the artist takes care of the business. So with that being said, when movies do not make everything back, it's not your problem. Go and see the movies you want to go see, okay? Because that's something genuinely that no corporation can take away. So with that being said, go check out I Saw the TV Glow. I've been writing that review for like 2 weeks now. It is a phenomenal film. I'm finding it really hard to write about because it affected me so much. I mean, and go see Furiosa. It's a great movie. Give a recommendation down below. Like, let's talk about what movies are being released right now. Whether it be in theaters, whether it be, physical media, streaming, whatever. Like, leave a link down below about some great movies because there's so many great movies. There's so many great films that are out there. And those are the movies that we should be pushing. You should go and see a movie because you want to see a movie, because you're hearing great things about it, because it has an artist that you really connect with. All right, I've talked enough. But y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all later.